there is a stirring in the wind, a whisper through the ages, a trembling beneath the surface of the earth. It is the sound of a coming day, a day long foretold, long awaited, and soon to be upon us. The day you have been waiting for is almost here. Not just any day, but a day that will change everything. A day that will awaken the sleeping, unravel the mysteries, and bring the hidden into the light. The day when what was promised will begin to unfold before your very eyes. Do you feel it? That quiet pressure building, that restless hope deep in your heart? It is the weight of destiny drawing near. The signs have been written in the heavens. The echoes of ancient voices still call from the past. The pieces of the puzzle are falling into place, and yet many remain unaware, many remain distracted, looking elsewhere, missing the moment. But you, if you have been watching, if you have been waiting, know that the time is almost upon us. The threshold is near, the hourglass is running low. This is the day when truths will rise like a blazing dawn, when what was hidden in shadow will be revealed in radiant light, when the scales will fall from blinded eyes and hearts will either be hardened or healed. Prepare yourself, for this day will not come with gentle ease. It will demand everything. It will test your faith, your courage, your resolve. It will shake the foundations of what you thought you knew and ask you to stand firm on what you believe. This is the day of reckoning and revelation, the day when the veils will part and the great awakening will begin, the day when the long silence will be broken by the sound of a new song, a song of hope or a cry of warning. Will you be ready? Will you stand tall and face the coming light? Will you seize the moment or let it slip away? The day you've been waiting for is almost here. Do not be found asleep. Do not be caught unaware. Rise, watch, prepare, for the dawn is breaking, and with it a new era is about to begin. The day you have been waiting for is approaching with a certainty that cannot be denied. It is not a day that comes quietly or without meaning. It carries with it the weight of ages, the fulfillment of long-held promises, and the turning point of countless stories. This is a moment that has been whispered about in secret places, spoken of in ancient texts, and anticipated by those who watch and listen for signs beyond the ordinary. It is a day that will not wait for anyone, yet it beckons all to prepare their hearts and minds. For years, perhaps even lifetimes, you have sensed the approach of something greater than yourself, a shift in the unseen currents that govern the course of events. Though the world moves on in its usual patterns, beneath the surface there is a stirring, a tension building that no one can fully explain or escape. This day will arrive not according to the calendars of men, but according to a divine timetable, a schedule set beyond human understanding. Its coming is sure, and the signs are multiplying, a chorus of quiet confirmations that the moment is drawing near. You may have felt moments of hope, glimpses of possibility, or even fear as you have watched the unfolding of the world around you. The day you wait for is tied to all of these feelings, yet it surpasses them. It holds a promise that is both terrifying and beautiful, a promise that the waiting will not be in vain. This is the day when hidden truths will come to light, when the waiting will find its purpose, and when the long road will lead to a new beginning. It is a day etched in time, a day that is fixed and sure, moving steadily closer with every passing breath. This day will bring a profound change that touches every corner of life, transforming the familiar into something wholly new and unexpected. It is not merely a change of circumstance or a passing event, but a deep upheaval that reshapes the very foundation of what we know and how we live. When this day arrives, the world as it has been will begin to shift, sometimes gently, sometimes with the force of a storm, bringing clarity where there was confusion and light where there was darkness. This change is not random. It is purposeful and carries the fulfillment of long-held promises whispered throughout history. It will reveal hidden layers of reality that have remained concealed, opening doors to understanding that many have sought but few have found. The transformation will affect hearts, minds, and communities, shaking loose the chains of old patterns and breaking down barriers that have kept people separated or blind to the truth. What once seemed solid may crumble, but from the ruins new paths will emerge. Alongside this change comes revelation, a piercing unveiling of what was hidden or overlooked. Secrets kept in silence will be brought into the open, and shadows cast over important matters will be lifted. This revelation will illuminate the unseen forces at work behind the scenes, exposing motives, unveiling deceptions, and clarifying intentions. It will bring insight and understanding, but also challenge and confrontation, as the truth often unsettles those who are comfortable in illusion. The impact of this day will be felt on many levels: personal, societal, spiritual. It will compel people to reconsider their beliefs, their choices, and the direction of their lives. The revelations that come will inspire some to renewal and awakening, while others may resist or recoil. Yet this unveiling is part of the process, necessary for the deeper transformation to take hold and for new realities to be born. The signs and mysteries that herald this coming day are not mere coincidences or random events. They are threads woven together by a greater hand, pointing toward a moment that has been set in motion long before we fully understood. These signs appear in many forms: natural phenomena that seem unusual, shifts in the political and social order, and an increasing sense of unrest that permeates the hearts of many. They are subtle and sometimes startling, visible to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Ancient writings and prophecies, once dismissed or forgotten, are now coming alive with relevance and urgency. The symbols and codes embedded in these texts reveal patterns that align with the times we live in, as if time itself is revealing a hidden script written across history. What was once mystery now becomes revelation, and what was once distant grows near. The mysteries surrounding this day are not meant to confuse but to awaken, calling us to pay attention, to seek deeper understanding, and to prepare for what lies ahead. The signs manifest not only in the heavens and the earth, but also within the spirit of humanity. There is a collective feeling of anticipation mingled with uncertainty, a yearning for meaning that breaks through the noise of daily life. This restless energy signals that something profound is approaching, something that will change the course of many lives and challenge old paradigms. The mysteries unfold like a puzzle whose pieces are falling into place, inviting us to connect the dots and discern the larger picture. Those who have been watching closely notice that these signs are growing more frequent and more intense. They appear in cycles, as if nature and history are echoing a divine rhythm that cannot be ignored. These signs serve as both warnings and invitations, warnings to awaken from complacency, and invitations to align ourselves with the truth that is about to be revealed. Many remain unaware or distracted, caught up in the busyness of life, unable or unwilling to see the signs that are all around them. The world moves at a rapid pace, filled with constant noise, endless distractions, and the pull of temporary pleasures that cloud the vision of what is truly important. While some are attuned to the shifts taking place beneath the surface, others go about their daily routines, oblivious to the deeper realities unfolding just beyond their sight. This lack of awareness is not merely ignorance, but often a deliberate turning away. The truths that are emerging challenge comfortable assumptions and force difficult questions. It is easier for many to cling to familiar patterns than to face the unsettling changes ahead. The distractions of technology, entertainment, and material pursuits become walls that separate people from the urgency of what is coming. In their distraction, they miss the warnings whispered in the winds and fail to recognize the signs appearing in the world around them. Even those who sense something is coming may find themselves caught in doubt or confusion, unsure of what to believe or how to prepare. The complexity of events, the flood of conflicting information, and the sheer scale of change can overwhelm the mind and heart. This leads many to turn away, to ignore the stirring within, or to bury their heads in the sand rather than face the reality that demands attention. The state of distraction and unawareness is dangerous, for it leaves the soul vulnerable and unprepared. While the day approaches with certainty, many will be found asleep or indifferent, missing the moment that could transform their lives. This blindness is not permanent, but it requires awakening, a breaking through the fog of distraction, and a turning back to watchfulness. Without awareness, the opportunity to stand firm and respond wisely will slip through their fingers. The time of destiny is near, moving steadily toward its appointed hour with a force that cannot be stopped or delayed. This is not a time measured by human clocks or calendars, but by a divine schedule set before the foundations of the world. The unfolding of events follows a path that has been written in the stars and whispered in the depths of ancient prophecy. It is a moment that carries the weight of purpose and meaning far beyond what we often perceive in our daily lives. Destiny is not simply fate or chance. It is the fulfillment of a plan, a culmination of countless choices, prayers, and movements that have led to this pivotal point. Every generation, every soul, has played a part in bringing this time into existence. The days, months, and years have been counting down in silence, like a river flowing toward an inevitable sea. Now the current grows swift, and the shore comes closer into view. This nearness of destiny calls for heightened awareness and readiness. It demands that we awaken from complacency and recognize that we stand at the crossroads of history. The decisions made in this hour will echo through eternity, shaping the future in ways unseen but deeply felt. There is a sacred urgency to this time, an invitation to step forward with courage and clarity. The nearness of destiny is felt not only in the outer world, but deep within the soul. It stirs a longing, a restlessness, a recognition that something greater than ourselves is at work. This is the moment when waiting ends and action begins, when the veil between the ordinary and the extraordinary is lifted. It is a time to listen closely, to discern wisely, and to walk faithfully into what lies ahead. Truths that have long been hidden in the shadows will now be revealed with startling clarity. These are not merely surface truths, but deep, foundational realities that have been concealed, sometimes by ignorance, sometimes by deliberate design. The coming day will act as a great unveiling, pulling back the curtain on what was once secret, exposing what was once veiled, and bringing light to what was once obscured. These revelations will touch every aspect of life, personal, societal, spiritual, and even cosmic. What has been hidden in the hearts of men, in the corridors of power, and in the fabric of history will come to light. The secrets kept in silence will no longer remain in darkness. This unveiling will shake the foundations of long-held beliefs, challenge established systems, and disrupt comfortable illusions. It will force individuals and communities alike to confront realities they have avoided or denied. The truth revealed will carry both hope and challenge. For some, it will bring freedom, a breaking of chains, a lifting of burdens, and the restoration of sight where there was blindness. For others, it will be a moment of reckoning, exposing lies and deceptions that have shaped their lives or their worldviews. The revelation will not always be easy to bear, but it is necessary for healing and transformation. This day of revelation is part of a larger unfolding, a divine plan in which light triumphs over darkness and truth over falsehood. The unveiling is not random but intentional, a purposeful act meant to awaken, to heal, and to prepare. As these truths come forth, they will call people to new levels of understanding and responsibility. The exposure of hidden things will open the door to greater clarity and a deeper walk in truth. The coming day will test the very core of your faith and courage in ways you may never have imagined. It is a time when the foundations on which you have built your life will be challenged, when the convictions you hold dear will be put to the ultimate trial. This is not a test that can be passed by convenience or by mere words. It demands a steadfast heart and an unshakable spirit. The challenges ahead will press hard against your beliefs, exposing weaknesses and calling forth strength you did not know you possessed. Faith will be tested not only by external circumstances, but by the deep questions that arise within, the doubts, fears, and uncertainties that have been buried beneath routine and comfort. You will be confronted with choices that force you to decide where your true allegiance lies, what you truly stand for, and how far you are willing to go. This testing is designed to purify and refine, like fire that burns away dross to reveal the pure gold beneath. Courage will be needed to face the unknown, to walk forward when the path is unclear, and to stand firm when the pressures of the world seek to push you down. It is the courage to hold on to truth in the face of opposition, to speak when silence seems safer, and to love when hatred surrounds you. This day will reveal who is ready to persevere, and who will falter, who will rise with boldness, and who will be overwhelmed by fear. The testing of faith and courage is not meant to break you, but to build you up, to strengthen your resolve and deepen your trust. It is part of the journey toward greater purpose and destiny. Those who endure will emerge transformed, marked by a resilience that can only come from having stood in the fire and not been consumed. This is the crucible that refines the soul and prepares it for what is to come. Foundations long thought unshakable will tremble and be tested as this coming day draws near. The pillars upon which many have built their lives, communities, and systems will face forces that challenge their strength and stability. These foundations, whether personal beliefs, societal structures, or spiritual convictions, will be exposed to trials that reveal both their weaknesses and their true endurance. What seemed secure and immovable may begin to crack under pressure. The values and assumptions held for generations could be called into question, causing upheaval and uncertainty. This shaking is not random destruction, but a necessary breaking down of what no longer serves a higher purpose. It clears the way for renewal and reconstruction on firmer ground. As these foundations are shaken, many will feel a profound sense of instability. The familiar order may appear to dissolve, and fear may rise at the prospect of what comes next. But within this shaking lies an invitation to examine deeply what has been relied upon. It is a moment to discern which foundations are built on truth, and which are built on shifting sands. This upheaval will touch every realm: the personal convictions that shape identity, the social systems that govern communities, and the spiritual beliefs that give life meaning. Some structures will collapse, while others will emerge stronger and more resilient. The shaking reveals what is genuine and what is fragile, forcing a reckoning with reality that cannot be ignored. Though unsettling, this process is essential for growth and transformation. It strips away false securities and calls for a renewed commitment to what is lasting and true. In the midst of this shaking, there is the possibility of a new foundation being laid, one that can withstand storms and endure for generations to come.